Coming up on First at 4 with 1 week to go until Election Day, candidates visit the mountains to secure last-minute votes. And Senator Mitch McConnell talks about President Biden's proposed $106 billion foreign aid package.
Plus, the first hard freeze of the season is likely tonight. Those details coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon and happy Halloween. I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, today marks 1 week until Election Day. And with Kentucky being one of only 3 states holding a gubernatorial election, both candidates for governor are busy on the road trying to secure last-minute votes. Earlier today, Attorney General Daniel Cameron made 3 stops across eastern Kentucky on the second day of his Fight for Kentucky bus tour. WYMT's Olivia Calfee was at Cameron's stop in Hazard and asked him how he's feeling as Election Day draws near.
We've had great stops all across this Commonwealth, and that's going to continue through the duration of this campaign. And we're going to be rolling through towns all the way through November, roughly through November 7th. So we're excited, and people want to change. They want a leadership, and they want a governor who reflects their values, somebody that's going to stand up to Joe Biden as opposed to endorse Joe Biden, which is what Andy Beshear has done.
We will have more on Cameron's stop in Hazard and talk to some other lawmakers on today's tour tonight at 6. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is also making campaign stops across the region as part of his Go Vote tour. The governor stopped in Hazard yesterday to rally supporters ahead of Election Day. Beshear was joined by his wife Brittany, senior advisor Rocky Adkins, and other Democrats running for statewide offices. Governor Beshear says he will continue to show his support for Eastern Kentucky.
Well, my message is I'm going to keep showing up to fulfill our promise of rebuilding every home and every life after that historic flooding.
Beshear made some other stops in eastern Kentucky with more planned before next Tuesday. The governor said he's focused on helping revitalize the region after the flood. We'll have more from the governor and others in the area supporting him at 6 o'clock as well. And again, Election Day is 1 week from today, but in-person, no excuse absentee voting runs from this Thursday through Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And Election Day is, of course, next Tuesday, November 7th. Polls will be open on Election Day from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m.
Well, one of the coolest Halloweens on record for our region. Temperatures today in the upper 40s and lower 50s. We're dry, though, under a partly sunny sky. Here's a live look from Buffalo Mountain. You can see some clouds and some chilly weather. That temperature at 48 degrees. Most of us right now in the upper 40s and lower 50s. 49 for Jackson, 48 in Pikeville, and 50 over in Somerset, also London at this hour. Up on the radar, we are dry, but we are partly sunny. But as we zoom out, we are tracking an Alberta Clipper. That's a quick moving system producing some snow flurries over Illinois, also Indiana and Ohio. A few flurries cannot be ruled out over far northern Kentucky, but for us, the big story is another blast of cooler air as that cold front continues pushing off to the east as we go through tonight. So if you have any plans for trick-or-treating this evening, be sure to bundle up. We are tracking some cold weather. Temperatures back in the upper 30s and lower 40s and some 20s on the way as you wake up on Wednesday. So once again, we are watching out for a hard freeze as we go into tonight. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thanks. House and Senate Republicans are disagreeing about parts of a foreign aid package. The disagreement revolves around whether support for Israel should be included in the package or considered a breakout bill of its own. Some say breaking the package apart would be a huge mistake.
Russia would love to see Iranian-backed terrorists in the Middle East weaken America and our allies. Iran would love to see a Russian victory against Ukraine that divides the West and deepens its own defense cooperation with Moscow.
Senator Mitch McConnell says the threats facing America and our allies are serious and they are intertwined. He says if we ignore that fact, we do so at our own peril. Coming up on First at 4, activists stage a protest in Germany, and some were detained by police.
And we are tracking some cold weather tonight, how low the thermometer goes after this break.